So a problem set that GEO-MEASURE can help solve is measuring out your driveway when it's in need of repairs. You can see that this driveway is definitely in need of repairs, including the sidewalk doesn't even touch the asphalt. So taking measurements of the entire asphalt part and the sidewalk part, you can give those measurements to a company to give you a more accurate quote than just eyeballing it. You can also see a difference in grade or elevation values to not just account for horizontal measurements, but also vertical measurements as you go up or down whatever feature, in this case, driveway. We're also going to take into account all the features in the yard to have a clear picture, a digitization of my entire property. So to start, we'll start at this corner of the driveway and just start taking points. One important consideration is keeping the GEO-MEASURE level. You can see on this bubble dial here, it is not level. That bubble needs to be in the middle. So we want to make it level. Otherwise, when we take the point, it'll be taking a point that is not at the tip of the survey rod at the bottom. It'll be taking it somewhere, offset away from, directly down. And if you take a point that you don't mean to take because you forgot to center your bubble, so I took that point, but I don't want it. Just click on it, press delete. now we're back to the beginning where there's this awkward angle that needs to be measured. You can see how here at the end we are quite close to our very first point. Now that we're done with the driveway, we can go around collecting all the rest of the features throughout the property. Since the GEO-MEASURE doesn't have IMU tilt compensation, we're going to do 3 points around a feature that all go towards the feature as a sort of offset workflow. In post-processing, we're going to draw a line from the point away from the feature to the point toward the feature 3 times, and the intersection should be a good triangulation of where that point actually is, where that feature actually is. More points, the better, to create more lines, so it's not just triangulation, but 4, 5, 6. But 3 for this workflow is just fine. It's also good practice to get that second point, that point closest to the feature, as close to the feature as possible. And you can see we have one feature in the middle. Oh, and you can't see that we have one feature in the middle, but you can see that we have 3 lines that we can draw in post-processing, and the feature will be right in the middle of those 3. Now we can collect all the trees on the property. For collecting trees, if you really want to get down to it, you can triangulate just like we did with the one feature. But as far as a tree goes, it's not that important to get the exact center of a tree. You can just get right next to it as close as possible, especially for a workflow like this. Normally in this situation, you might have degraded signal, degraded RTK, because of multipath error under a tree. This tree doesn't have that many branches, but you still might run into interference with some other devices. This one, in particular, I have a GeoNet station directly on my house, so there's very little likelihood that I will have less than RTK, perfect RTK, while I'm here. Here's a GeoNet base station, triple band base station, hooked up on the top, very top of my roof. Now we can use the GeoMeasure to get around the sidewalk and get the exact curvature and length of all sides. Another way to do this workflow is to do it simply without a rover pole and set it to the pole height being 0. You're not going to get as perfect accuracy as in using the rover pole with a fine tip on it, but you can get, within about 2 inches, since the base of the GEO-MEASURE is 2 to 3 inches or so. You can stick the middle of the bottom of the GEO-MEASURE of where you want to take the point, and that would work just fine. You can see that the GEO-MEASURE is completely off the rover pole, and if you tilt it, it'll let you know that it is not straight up and down. Right now, not really doing anything because it's kind of up and down. But if you're doing this without a rover pole and you put it on an extreme tilt while trying to take a measurement, it'll beep at you. Straight up and down, totally fine. Turn it upside down, goes to RTK float, which means you don't have an RTK fix. That would normally also happen with it kind of sideways like this. Right now, we're really close to a base station, so it's going to have a pretty good fix no matter where we go on this property. So without a rover pole, we're just going to go around the sidewalk and place this right on the edges of the sidewalk. This is an important note to consider. If you don't have a rover pole, your receiver is lower to the ground, and just like any other antenna, it being higher, it's going to receive a better signal. So right now we're really low, and even under a metal overhang, we're right next to the ground, and we don't have an RTK fix. We have RTK float right now. So that is going to be less accurate than an RTK fix. Now that we're back a bit away from that metal awning, we don't have as much multipath interference, and we are now back to RTK fix, even though we're still close to the ground. Instead of trying to use the rover pole to get 3 lines toward a feature, you can simply use it without a rover pole and just stick the GEO-MEASURE right on top. These kind of measurements are also good for when you have really tall grass that grows in the springtime or wherever you are, and you want to keep account of where features are that you can't see in the grass anymore, such as right behind me. There's septic tank access right where that black metal is. I put that black metal there just so it's up taller than the grass when the grass starts growing, but we can have this record for exactly where that is and be able to find it later. And if you're using the GEO-MEASURE without a rover pole and you don't necessarily care about Z values, altitude, you don't really care about height above the ellipsoid or geoid, the GEO-MEASURE, you can just stick the device right over top of whatever it is, and you're just going to get the horizontal value approximately. And then you can continue that workflow for any features that, again, you really don't care about the Z value. Besides taking points, you can also just take a trail, a trajectory, just a path that continually takes a point by distance or by time, every so often or every so foot, 2 foot, 20 foot, whatever you want to set, and just make a line down whatever feature you're trying to measure. Besides taking points, you can also just take a trail, a trajectory, just a path that continually takes a point by distance or by time, every so often or every so foot, 2 foot, 20 foot, whatever you want to set, and just make a line down whatever feature you're trying to measure. To start a trajectory, you want to set up what you want the trajectory to measure, how often you want it to take a point to draw a line along those points. In the settings, there are the sampling settings, and that is what you want to change to tell the app how many points you want to take along your trajectory, when you want them to take the points. So you can do it by distance, so every 20 feet it'll take a point and draw a line between those points, or you can do it by frequency. 1 hertz will take points, very, very, very rapidly, then 10 hertz, not as much. I would like to do mine by distance, so that every time the GEO-MEASURE takes a point, it won't take another point until another 5 feet. Save those. I do want to draw a line between points here. And go back to the map. Right now we're under quite a bit of overhang and right next to a building. So we're not going to have, there you go. You can see how close we are to the building, and we're really close to the ground. As we go along the trajectory and get away from the building, RTK fix will fix itself. So at the bottom here, instead of taking a point on the right icon, we just press the left icon, which is a trajectory, where it takes points as you go along. And if you don't want to stay hunched over and have the receiver close to the ground, you can simply hold it over the feature that you want to draw a line over. Now we have RTK fixed as we're further away from the house, and I'm still just drawing a line right down the edge of the driveway, holding the GEO receiver along the edge. This is going to give a much more crude measurement of whatever you're trying to measure, but it gives a good general idea and a good top-down view of the overall shape. Now that we're back to the beginning, you can actually try to, oh nope, there's the RTK float, and we're back to RTK fix. You can see how it's just barely different, but this is the better line. Now we're getting back to where we were in the beginning. It's especially useful for fences where you don't want to have to take 1,000 offsets. Just put this right on top of the fence and make a trajectory right along the top. And when you're done, simply hold the power button until it goes to sleep.